Hi guys, this is a bag. I'm not trying to advertise, of course. As you already can see, this is a bag. This is a special kind of bag. This bag is called a portmanteau bag. How many parts do you think this bag has? For now, it has only one part, but hold on. I'm going to unzip this bag. Yeah, and here we see that this bag surely has more than one part. Yeah, this looks like a tele-advertising show, but as you can see, there are two words inside the bag, sky and peer-to-peer. Two words, two parts. But what happens when these two words come together? We call it Skype. And when this bag comes together, it also becomes one. So two words, when they come together to form one word, they are called portmanteau words. And this word comes from these kind of bags, which are called portmanteau bags. Join me in this lesson. I'm Michelle, and I'm going to teach you some very interesting portmanteau words, which are words that are formed by two words. So hangry today. Are you also hangry? No, I'm not pronouncing it wrong. Come on, I'm an English teacher. I gotta get it right. So I know there's a word called hungry, but what happens when you're really angry and you're very hungry? Because you're very hungry, so you get very angry. That's the time when you feel hangry, which means to be hungry. And because of being hungry, you're very, very angry. Has it happened with you? It happens with me so very often that I get really, really hangry. The next word that we have is a blog. That's a very common word that you've heard, isn't it? You read so many blogs on the internet. But do you know that this is a portmanteau word, which means it has come from a combination of two words, which are a web, log. So log is when you put something into record or when you put something into typing or writing. Whenever you record something on the web, it's called a blog. And that recording has to be in the terms of writing, of course. And then it's a blog. Do you have any favorite blogger? Is that person very popular? A very favorite popular blogger? The correct person for, the correct word for that person would be bloggerity. Because that person is very popular, so he or she is a celebrity, but he or she is not a media celebrity, that person is a blog celebrity. So blog celebrity. So now you have the perfect word to use for your favorite blogger, and that is bloggerity. Let's look at the fourth word, netiquette. Can you think of any other word from this word? Of course you can. Think of the word etiquette. So net, which means the internet, and etiquette form together netiquette. So the etiquette that you must follow on the internet is called netiquette. So what are the etiquette that you should follow on the internet? You shouldn't be stalking people. You shouldn't be making obnoxious comments on videos, but making nice and really sweet, helpful, constructive comments. So these are different forms of netiquette. Let's look at the next word, internest. So this word is also related to the internet, but it's not internet. We have the word nest. How can we have a nest on the internet? Is it even possible? It's possible actually. So what I do is, I'm really an expert in creating an internest. So whenever I'm working on the internet, I create a cocoon of blankets and pillows around me. It's almost like a warm nest, my own nest. And I sit there working for long hours on the internet. So whenever you have pillows and blankies around you and you're working for long hours on the internet, that's when you're in your internest. So internet plus nest. Don't worry, it's getting only more interesting. So a person who spends long hours in their internest are usually sluggerbed. So sluggy, who is a sluggish person? A sluggish person who is very lazy, mostly sleeping. So a person who sleeps for long hours, and not only that, sometimes, I mean, some people like me, whenever I wake up, so I usually wake up at 7 a.m., but I don't get out of bed before 10 a.m. So what am I doing for those 3 hours? I'm just lying in the bed thinking, and I know many of you can relate to me on that. So sometimes I'm just on my phone or I'm in my internest, but I wouldn't get out of the bed. So sluggerbed is a person who wakes up but does not get out of bed for long hours after rising up. So doesn't get out of bed after waking. Okay. Sorry about the mess on the board. The next one we have is selfish. Do you think I've spelled it correctly? Yes, I have spelled it correctly. It's pronounced same as, of course, selfish, but we took only the fish from this word. This is the only common part. What's this? Cell, your cell phone, your mobile phone. That's the other word that we are using here. So a cell plus fish is called a selfish person. Who is a selfish person? A person who continuously acts or maybe talks on the phone when there are other people around him or her just to look very rude or inconsiderate. So, you know, if you're trying to talk to someone and that person is continuously talking on the phone and ignoring you, that person is a selfish person. Talking on phone to ignore others. So you have just the right word for that friend of yours, maybe not a friend really, an acquaintance who tries to ignore other people by being very selfish. The next word that we have is an afterclap. We all know what a clap is, right? When everyone is clapping together and it's a big round of applause to someone on the stage. But when everyone has stopped, there is this one person still clapping. That person does afterclap. That means a person who claps when everyone else has stopped. So the last person clapping. Now, afterclaps are really special. Believe me on that. So let's look at the next set of words that we've got. It's textpectation. Do you know what a text is? Of course you know what a text is. We keep sending texts to our friends. But sometimes you send this really special text to someone very special and you're really waiting for their reply. You're anticipating, when is that person going to reply? When is that? So there's a vibration in your phone and you'd quickly like, is that him or her? But that's not her. So when you're expecting a text from someone, that's the time when you're experiencing textpectation and not expectation. So text plus expectation. Great, let's look at the next word. Nom, 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 nom. What sound is that? That's the sound you get when you eat food, right? Eating food, nom, nom, when you chew something. And nomonym, have you heard of the word homonym? So two things which are very similar, but not actually completely identical. So there is some difference, but they are similar, okay? So when you chew something and it tastes like something else, that's when it's a nomonym. So let's talk about a soya steak and a chicken steak. So when you eat soya steak, doesn't it taste a bit like chicken steak? That's what a nomonym is. So the soya steak is a nomonym. But chicken never tastes like anything else. Chicken is chicken. It's got to be perfect. When something tastes like another thing. Okay. Right, I know for many of you, ever since the video has started, you've been looking at this word with two asterisks. Asterisks? Are we talking about what you're thinking? Not really. So this is not what you're thinking. And please don't use your dirty mind. We are not, this word, I'll just decode it for you. It is, okay, askhole. So askhole is a person who asks very useless, redundant, unnecessary, obnoxious questions. So someone who asks useless questions. I wouldn't want to get into which two words is this word a combination of. You're smart enough to guess. The next word that we have is Carcolepsy. Have you heard of the word narcolepsy? What's narcolepsy? So narcolepsy is when you have a condition where you experience deep sleep, like periods of deep sleep. Like you're doing something and you'd suddenly want to sleep. But now this is a medical condition. Don't take it very funny. But this one is actually very funny because this is narcolepsy plus car. So I am one of the people who are suffering from carcolepsy, yes. This is when you enter a car and right the very moment you enter the car and it starts moving, you go off to sleep. So that's carcolepsy for you. Car plus narcolepsy. So whenever the vehicle starts, you doze off. The next one, hibernating. No, hybridating. So, of course, you know what do you mean by hibernating. Hibernating is, certain animals who hide for 6 months, especially in winters, to keep themselves warm. And in summers, they come out to experience the warmth. But hibridating is when you spend too much time with your special someone that you're dating, and in the course of being with them, you ignore your friends. So, ignoring your friends for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Great. The second last one that we have is destination, which is amnesia. You know what amnesia is? Amnesia is a condition of memory loss. So one word that we have is amnesia, but the first word is destination plus amnesia. Okay, so I don't know if you've guessed it. So destination is when you're going somewhere. Let's say you're going to the living room and you're going from your own room to the living room and you thought of getting something from there. Maybe you thought of getting, something. Maybe your phone was kept in the living room and you want to pick it up. But when you're going there, the moment you reach the living room, you forget why you were going there. Does that happen with you? Then you are suffering from destination and not amnesia, don't worry. It's like the beginning stage of amnesia, so you should get yourself treated. The last one that we have is chairdrobe, and I am an epitome of chairdrobing all the time because I never keep my clothes in the wardrobe, and my mom is always complaining, why don't you keep your clothes in the wardrobe? Because they're always piled up on a chair. Sometimes on the floor also, and that's when we call it a floor drop. So clothes piled up on a chair. All right, TMI, that is too much information for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed and had fun. I'll come back with more portmanteau words that you are going to really laugh at. Please come back for more lessons. This is Michelle signing off. Bye-bye.